Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim Travels. So today we're on US Highway 191. I'm probably about 20 miles south of Moab, Utah. And just wanted to kind of show you around a little bit, and maybe I'll do a little bit more video later. But this is one of the most beautiful areas of the country. It's kind of getting towards the Four Corners area where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet. But this area of Utah has five awesome national parks. Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Arches, Zion National Park, and Bryce Canyon. I've only been to 3 of them. Arches, Canyonlands, and Bryce Canyon. So it's still on my bucket list to get to the other ones. Not that I really have a bucket list, but this is a great place. Even in the summertime, it's because of the altitude, it's not that hot, but it's just a great place if you love geology, if you love the outdoors, if you love civilizations, because not too far from here, down by Cortez, Colorado, is Mesa Verde National Park. And if I were going to come out here and spend, like a month, I definitely would hit up both sides of the Grand Canyon, the North Rim and the South Rim, and just hike and everything. But I'll just do a little panorama here. But like I said, it's like it's kind of one of my favorite areas of the country. It's just really cool. So anyway, I'll be back with you in a little bit, and we'll talk a little bit more about this area. Bye. Dang, how come GP Transco never got me out here? Still south of Moab, still heading north on US 191. Like I said, this is just an awesome area, and I just wanted to show you a little scenery, and just give you some idea what the place looks like if you've never been out here. Coming up on the famous hole in the rock. Hey everybody, we're back. So we're kind of coming into Moab proper, and you can see there's kind of a valley here, and it's pretty verdant, pretty lush, and that's an easy giveaway that there's water around. Well, the water that's around is from the Colorado River. The Colorado River runs through Moab. I should also point out, if you're not aware of it, that the Colorado River runs through the Grand Canyon. So yeah, we're just a little bit upstream from, not a little bit, it's actually quite a ways south of here, but we're one state away, I guess you'd say. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what Moab's like. This is kind of a combination, like western town, tourist place. If you're not familiar with Moab, it's the mecca of four-wheeling. Anybody that four wheels with like a Jeep, International Scout, Land Cruiser, anything like that, they will either have been to Moab or want to come to Moab. And yeah, it's a big thing around here. I mean, obviously there are other activities. So I mentioned Arches earlier. Arches is the entrance to Arches is just up the road here. It's so this town is like right outside the entrance to Arches. And the cool thing about Arches is that it's like, it's not one of those parks where it's where you have to go deep into the park to see the really cool things. You could go into Arches with a car, and within 10 minutes after starting into the park, because basically you climb up on top of that area that you see to the right over the Maverick sign. But you could be, within 10 minutes, you could be seeing really, really cool things, namely Arches. And within half an hour to an hour, you can see some incredible sights. So anyway, that's that's kind of a little bit about the town in Arches. The one thing I will say is it's like, this town is super busy this time of year, and if you come to the Four Corners area, the Desert Southwest, whatever you want to call it, you're going to want to come twice, and I'll tell you why. Because while this area is spectacular in the summer, and just to give you an idea, it's 95 degrees right now here, which seems pretty hot. I guess it is, but it's a dry heat, and as I always point out to people when I used to live in Arizona, so is the convection oven. But it's not bad. It's not bad. But so coming out here in the summertime is pretty awesome. I've camped, with family at Canyonlands. We've hiked around Bryce Canyon in the summer, but I can tell you from personal experience that Arches and also the Grand Canyon, and even like Petrified Forest, which is down in Arizona, are just spectacular in the winter time. Because it's not like there's a lot of trees in those specific areas that are deciduous and are going to have leaves falling off and everything. But the snow, if there's snow on the ground against the colors of the rocks and the way the winter sun hits things, it's just quite incredible. And it's worth it in the wintertime. And yeah, this area does get cold in the wintertime, but it doesn't get tons of snow. It'll get snow at the higher elevations, but I don't think there's been too many times when Moab had to, like the town of Moab here, had to plow a bunch of snow. So this place over here on the left has a pretty big line. It must be, whatever they're selling must be good. It's just a restaurant, but it looks like it's a pretty popular place. I don't know what the law is in Utah, but I see like no one walking around with a mask on, so I think it's pretty much, back to normal. But yeah, so this is a cool town. It's I think it would actually be, if I was going to do a lot, it might be, I would want to come like in the fall, like October, something like that. You'd have a lot less people, less traffic, it wouldn't be terribly cold, so camping wouldn't be a huge issue. And I mean, you know, it gets cold at night, but that's true anywhere in the mountains. But it would be really fun. And hey, if you got your own little like ATV four-wheeler, bring it, because apparently that's a big thing around here, although I think that's big everywhere now. So we're getting up here towards the outskirts of town, and I'll show you, I'll point out where the entrance to Arches is up here. And actually, if you kind of made Moab your headquarters, if you will, you could get to Canyonlands easily from here. You could get to Bryce Canyon pretty easily from here. Zion National Park is a little far away. It's over towards, it's farther southwest of here, so that might be a little bit of a stretch. But the other thing is Cortez, Colorado, which I mentioned earlier, which is right near Mesa Verde National Park, is not too far away either. That's, I think Cortez is probably about, it's less than 100 miles. I know that. So you could hit, like I said, Arches, Canyonlands. There's also Hovenweep National Monument that's on the way down towards Cortez. And and by the way, there's also a bunch of Utah state parks that are pretty cool too. It's just an area that's totally rich in awesome experiences and outdoor activities, whether it's, you know, mountain biking, four-wheeling, hiking, camping. Yeah, it's just a great place to come, and you know, I would say it's, you know, it's kind of family friendly, if you will. And this wasn't here the last time I was here, I don't think, but there's a nice bike trail here right on the right-hand side. And by the way, I'm a big advocate. I don't always do this, but I've done it quite a bit as a trucker. I'm a big advocate of having my bike with me. Right now I have my old mountain bike that is just basically strapped to the back of the cab. But I've had my road bike with me at times too, and I just put that in the cab and I put it in the bunk because it's a carbon frame. It's a nice bike. I don't want it to get all nasty or dinged up or anything. So you see here, there's this aerial tram. This is something that I hadn't seen before either. This is new. I don't know much about it. So as we come down here, we're going to go over this bridge, and this bridge crosses the river, across the Colorado River. So there's a nice little public park right there on the right. And you can see by I don't know if you can see the sign, but we're 29 miles south of the intersection of 191 with I-70. So that'll give you, and where that comes out is just a little bit east, where that intersection is a little bit east of Green River, Utah. Green River, Utah. So as we come across here, we're going to go up this incline a little bit, and the entrance to Arches National Park is going to be on the side here. And if you're wondering why I'm in the left lane, there was a sign back at the entrance of town that said trucks use the left lane. I think I could probably get over here now because I think trucks being in the left lane is safer for cyclists and pedestrians and stuff while you're right in town. So that's the sign saying we're leaving Moab. And like I said, we're just up the road here, and you're going to see the entrance to Arches. just to give you an idea, it's 3:15 in the afternoon. I don't know when this will upload because I don't know how good my reception's gonna be, how much internet access I'm gonna have. But and I actually I've been driving this truck like I stole it today. And if you've ever stolen a semi with a fully loaded reefer, you kind of know what I'm talking about, but we'll just keep that our little secret. Yeah, so here's the entrance on the right where I think you can see there's an RV coming out, or a bus towing a thing, and of course he's just going to go right on red with no stop apparently. But that's the entrance right there to Arches. And if you look up on the mountain, you can see cars going up. There's a switchback up there, and so you got to climb up to the top of this plateau here to really get into the park. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a climb, and you can see all the traffic trying to get into the park. I don't know if there are limits on how many cars can go in there at a given time, because Arches is not an enormous park. It's big, don't get me wrong, but it's not an enormous park like, say, Yellowstone is. So there may be a limit on how much vehicular traffic can be in there at any one time. And, you know, I don't know if there's still coronavirus protocols in place at all the national parks. I know if you go on the website, you can see some of them. So we're just climbing up the canyon here. And like I said, now we're probably like, what did I say before? We're 20 miles from I-70 or so. I'm actually, I'm headed for Green River tonight, and I told you I've been driving this like I stole it because I didn't have a lot of hours today, and I'm gonna have to hustle tomorrow. I'll probably have to actually get in like 2 driving shifts tomorrow with a break somewhere so I can make my delivery up in Washington on Thursday morning. But there's a place up here that I think you could park a truck. I mean, you could certainly park in that dirt spot right there. And you would have access to the bike trail, although there is a little fence there. But there's a place up here on the left that I've checked out on Google that seemed like it would be a good place to park a truck if you ever get through here and you got a bike with you, because this is all downhill into town. Of course, it's uphill coming back, so you probably want to get a shower shortly after that. And I'm sorry for the vibration. It's part of that's my mount, and part of it is the roads like here and in New Mexico, like in this whole Four Corners area, they're just bad. They're like very uneven, they undulate a lot. There's a place when I was coming out of Gallup, New Mexico, and I was just like, man, I can't believe this, how bad these roads are. They're not potholes, they're just like the bed of the road is not supporting the surface of the road, so it's just like constant up and down. So that's my little pitch today for Highway 491 down there in New Mexico, but some of, you know, so that's going to be better, but I don't know how much better if they don't do it right. So anyway, I hope that was kind of cool to see. I'll be back with you sometime in the near term. And for right now, everybody be safe. Oh, I know. Tomorrow, at some point, I'll be in the Salt Lake Terminal, so I'm going to check that place out. That's going to be the first time I had a chance to get out there. Yeah, I'll be back with you guys in the not too distant future. But anyway, be safe, enjoy the ride, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.